This just popped up in my Twitter feed. Oh my lord. From T.E.W. Fuller. Some of the most terrifying situations and enemies are in good versus evil stories. Children don't need anti heroes who commit heinous acts, but also do good. They need heroes who fail and then pick themselves up without compromising morals. They need to know that morals matter. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for, even in optimistic science fiction and fantasy. I need traditional moral characters again, where they have a set thing of values, there's no slippery slope of gray, and they get the job done. Kind of like even though some people still see Superman as boring, that is the key character that I want for Uplift Protocol, like that kind of setup. So that's what I'm doing. What happens when they fall? They pick themselves up. They don't compromise the core of who they are just to win the day. That's really all I need. It's like, oh my god, I just want that out of my aspirational heroes. And so much modern science fiction and fantasy, which is pretty much on the Morlock side of the house. Again, the Mundane Manifesto really fucked over science fiction and fantasy because it basically took things like saying like, oh, if you liked these kind of frivolous fun time options, then your sensibilities are not literary enough. I guess I could link the stupid thing below again, but I really don't like the Mundane Manifesto because I don't like to be reminded of dreary real world stuff. It's just not fun. They've forgotten what fun is. You can tell a story and have it have some sort of theme or uplifting message without bringing the character into the dirt. Like, it's one thing I'm gonna just keep hitting a dead beating a dead horse, but I want aspirational heroes that have moral backbone, that have a clearly defined point of view that won't let the world beat them down on it. So again, that's the reason why Eliza is going to be more of a flat arc character. The world doesn't change her; she changes the world to be more like what like a more optimistic, uplifted, caring kind of thing. Again, um, I'll link a few other things below about flat arc characters because there's quite a few channels that actually do a pretty good job on that. But yeah, that's all I really want. I just want characters that have values that can be aspired to rather than, oh, this is some real world incident that I'm going to use as a soapbox to beat people over the head with it. Oh, you don't like my stuff? Well, then don't read it kind of mentality. It's like, fine, I won't read it. I'm going to find what I want. I'm going to find more contacts. I'm going to find more Galaxy's Edges. I'm going to find more Galaxy Ascendant. I'm going to find more One Last Echo. I'm going to find more New Olympus Saga. Again, things like that. That's what I'm going to do. And this was the quote that even inspired him to say that from C.S. Lewis. Since it is so likely that children will meet cruel enemies, let them at least have heard of brave knights and heroic courage. Yes, they need the Clark Kents of the world. They need the Superman of the world. Too many people try to focus on making anti-heroes when they should really be focusing on making the heroic, the iconic. It's far too prevalent and easy to make anything other than an aspirational hero nowadays. I am sick to death of it. I honestly, again, if I had like Bill Gates level money, I would be funding a whole entire line of aspirational heroic fiction, and I wouldn't even care if I would lose money over it. Because if I had Bill Gates level money, I'd be like, I will personally be a patron of everything that I find good, noble, and true in the world. And that's really what I want. We need more regular good versus evil stories. We need more protagonists that have a set of standards, that they will not cross the line. And sadly, that is hard to find nowadays because everybody's like, moral relativism. Oh, everything's not black and white. Stop having such a an unnuanced view of the world. It's like, honestly, I'd rather have concrete values and something to hold on to than constantly being like a theorizing a way of like, well, this is the new gray edge, slippery slope. How far will we go down? Again, there's so many examples of Game of Thrones in the world where I really wish people would just stop emulating that. It's not the end all be all of book writing or themes. We need more good versus evil. And sad to say, many mainline writers don't even understand that anymore. That's why we have problems finding a lot of people to even write Superman stories. And the handful of people that still do know how to write them, DC basically let them go. And, well, you can't really change a corporation. The only thing you can do with a corporation to change their attitude is starve them attention, starve them of money, don't give them any time of day. Just promote things that you love and or things that you enjoy. Do you want to see more of certain kind of wheelhouses? Well, we have to put our money where our mouth is. Because, yeah, some writers are not doing it just as a hobby, like I am. Some are doing it as an actual source of income, or even a primary source of income. With this stupid virus, you'd think more people would be reading. But nowadays, people don't really turn to books for entertainment. Right now, it is audiobooks in some ways, but a fair amount of it is also computer games, video games, and everything else in between. Reading is the last refuge for most people if the power goes out. So we have to change that. We have to get people to engage with reading again, and woke Morlock science fiction and fantasy will not do that. Nobody wants to listen to the 24-hour news in book format. That stuff's just plain old boring. And again, the whole mission statement of this channel is to find more optimistic sci-fi. So that's what I'm going to do. Have a good night.